know, and as time goes on, you can start to challenge it more, you know, and start to, you know, ask for a little bit more. Ask it through your transitions. You know, I was pretty generous right there on that down transition. You can start to close up, hold that pressure, and make it kind of go up to the down rather than down to the
Good, Sandra.
That's the same
Who
thing.
is this horse?
So that's the same. So that's what I'm even going to do here. Well, I'm going to let him rest, and in a minute I'm going to walk out there to him and reward him and praise him. Okay, but not going to walk out on his own, and I'm going to keep that pressure until he starts to want to go there. Good boy. Pressure. 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 Back up.
Yeah, is that what you wanted?
That's pretty cool, though. Boy, does he need this.
Yes, because it was getting to the point where my half holds were so hard.
Oh, yeah. And I'm sure that every time you tried to close up and half hold because he's going too fast, you just got shorter in the neck and the back gets tight. And let me tell you, it all goes hand in hand with the spooking.
Yes.
All that ties together. When we start to get them to let go, pay attention to what I'm doing. You know, I've always said, if you got a horse that spooks, lighten your aids and expect more. Okay? Because when you lighten your aids and expect more, they got to really pay attention or they'll miss it. And then I'm going to school them for that. Okay? So I'm going to, after a while, I start going, you know what? You're going to need to focus because if you don't, you're going to miss something, and then I'm going to get you for that. Right? So sometimes, if you just lighten your aids and expect more, you can start to see a lot of this go away. And also, like he wanted to be a little spooky when he first got out here, and you can see now he's still alert, and that's okay. I don't mind that horse being alert. I want them to be, yeah, I don't want them to be running around like a dummy and not paying attention to what's going on out there. But I want them to pay attention, but still be obedient, right? They got to be paying attention right there. Right here, I'm just going to there. And what will happen, and I'll tell you this right from the start, what will happen, because I'm really trying to invite him there, after a while they'll kind of do what I call a little bit of a rude release, okay? Like they'll go, okay, and give me that. Then after a while I start holding the rein, letting them go down, but keeping a little bit of tension, and then let them bump into that.
So he does this, he jerks the reins.
Yeah.
Like even when you let go,
Yes.
give him the rein, he'll jerk it out of your hand.
So here's how we combat that. Okay, so I'm going to create some pressure. Okay, I don't really want him to back. Okay, so I'm just going to keep moving so I can stop him from backing. Create some pressure. I'm waiting for him to let go. Now let's let go. Let's see how I just didn't let go a lot. I let him bump into the bit. Let him punish himself. So I'm going to keep the pressure. That's what I call a rude release.
Yes.
That's like, all right, I'll do it, damn it.
Exactly. No, it's, you know.
I'm just going to say, no damn it. The damn it's got to go.
Fairly good ride, and I let him try to stretch and yank.
Yes. So start being ahead of him on it.
Right.
Start letting go enough, and then but have a good firm grip. Get your butt planted in the saddle, and then let him slam into that. Let him punish himself. You don't need to pull back on him, but just give him something to run into. After a while, he'll start going down a little more gingerly because he's going to go, oh.
I don't want to.
No, I don't want you to.
Okay.
Because that'll get his neck starting to get shorter.
Right.
You know, you got to think about when a horse gets jerked on, what happens. You know, you got like it. Let's just say I was going to come up to you right now and punch you in the arm as hard as I could.
Yeah.
And I told you I was going to. So what are you going to do?
Of course, yeah.
You're going to tighten up and roll into it, right?
Yeah.
So after a while, when we start doing this or too much spurring or whatever,
I'm just causing more.
they just start to roll into it. We want them to move away. give to it, and then we do something, and you can't hardly get your leg off or your hand slacked enough to where they're already going, setting his jaw, because he's going, oh boy, here it comes. So really, I'm not saying every once in a while in life there might be a little bit of a place for it. Boy,
No, not in this case.
not in this case, and really even, I shouldn't even really say that because I would never want to really promote that, but you know, I have done a little bit, I mean, years back I did before, but I was done.
Yeah.
But I, you know, as a punishment, but you know, it's really not even a good punishment because, you know, you got that steel laying right over the bars of their mouth, and that's a sensitive spot. You ever bang your front of your shin?
Yeah.
That's skin and bone. That's the same thing that where that bit lays. That's skin and bone. That's, you know, you don't want to get those nerves all whacked out where they don't have that feeling. See how short his walk got?
Yeah.
I'm just going to kind of drive him on. I'm just going to wait him out, just like I did on the other side. And a lot of times, there he goes. A lot of times, you know, it is just like a different horse going the other way.
Different brain, lefty and righty.
Until you get them kind of used to it.
Yeah.
Pressure, keep the pressure, no trotting, keep the pressure, no trotting, no trotting. Right, there we go.
His level of resistance is pretty enduring too.
What's that?
His level of resistance, like he'll just get stuck there.
Yeah, and you got to hold for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the kind. And you know, like I would say, like if you're going to get into a tangle with a horse, something's up. You better think about it because you better outlast him. Because if you don't win, he'll hold out even longer the next time.
Yeah.
So you know, I always say it's kind of like a prize fighter. You know, you got 12 rounds to go. Don't blow it all out in the first round.
Yeah.
They can.
Right.
I want him to. Because I know I'm going to the 12th round, and he doesn't know that I got 12 rounds in me. So, you know, it's just, I always say, pace yourself. You know, it's not about who can pull the hardest. At some point, you have to think, if what I'm doing is non-effective, I am going to have to increase some pressure, right? You've got to be able to get somewhere where they're uncomfortable, and they're looking for comfort. They're looking for that spot. So if I have a little bit of pressure, a little bit of drive on my legs, and that ain't happening, 2, 3, 4 circles, I may just intensify that pressure a little bit. Until I can finally feel that horse want to let go. And this is just, like I said, that's just his go-to place right now. There, that's where we want his go-to place to be. And I don't care. If you let go and he stretches and comes back up, you go right back to it. You go right back to the pressure and say, no, that's not where I want you. There you go. You want to have that feeling that he's searching for that spot. Just get a little distracted, but you know, when they get distracted, like I told you, going the other way, you don't change. I don't care what excuse he thinks he's got. It ain't going to work with me. I'm not going to increase. I'm not going to get tougher. I'm just going to keep doing what I do. Staying on task. And also, I will not start moving up to the trot or the canter if I can't achieve it at the walk. And if I can't achieve it at the trot, I won't go to the canter. A little bit of it is just him not totally trusting it. I don't want to feel like when you take a hold of your horse, especially a dressage horse, that they don't shorten up the stride too much. Of course, when you're collecting the walk or whatever, you're going to shorten things up. But like right here, I want him to feel that pressure, keep a little bit of drive on, and I'm just doing that by clucking, or I can tap him with this rope. Just keep that pressure on. Good. And just take hold of that inside rein, like when he gets a little focused or trying to head to the outside. I just grab that rein, pull on it a little bit, make him pay back attention. Good boy. There.
Right.
See, that's where I really want to get it. And that's not a rude release, right? That's just taking a nice stretch. So you know how going the other way, I was starting to be able to put less and less pressure, and he was starting to. I really want to achieve that on this side too. So I don't need to walk on counter. No, I've brought horses out here and never got off the left circle.
Right.
People say, well, you went left, you got to go right. I'll go right tomorrow. Right? I'm not going to get off of something if it ain't right. Yeah, now he's keeping a good reach behind.
Yeah.
He's got a better step.
We're starting to swing.
Yep.
10 minutes, Mark.
Okay. It's okay. See, that just makes me feel good. Good boy. And so, you know, this is honestly, this was my horse and I was getting ready to warm him up for a clinic, right, or even to go show, this is what I would be working on very first and keep working on that until I get that submission and get his back softened up. I'm just not going to let him take that little tight neck up into the rest of my work. Like on our reining horses, you know, if they get a little uptight, we just won't do maneuvers on them. We'll just keep working until they get soft and relaxed, and then we'll maybe do some maneuvers with them. But we don't want to carry that tension into what we're doing. This is what we need to do. We've got to work on getting him to relax and understanding this and trusting it. And let me tell you, they all do that at some point. They just get to a spot, and they go, all right, I got it now.
Finally let go of this whole circle, that whole half circle there.
Yeah, he's starting to let go.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and move him up to the trot just because we're running out of time. I'm keeping the pressure. Good boy. Good.
I feel good. Do, 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 do.
Just wait on him. Don't play. Like I said, he knows who his mama is. He keep wanting to stop this.
Right, baby, I got treats.
No, dummy. So I'm just, with this guy, actually a lot of them too, I just start manipulating. I'm still keeping pressure, but I'm kind of just pulling a little harder on the right rein, pulling a little harder on the left rein. A little hard on that right rein. Step back out a little bit, just fell in. There we go. Liking this. Look at that.
Finally, yeah.
Look at that.
Beautiful.
Good. Whoa. See that swing in his back now?
Yes. Oh my God, it's beautiful.
Your horse will thank you 1,000 times. Look at that. Now he's starting to look like Versace.
Yes.
You're not having to fight him in the saddle.
And
Wear
so
yourself
I'm
out.
I'd be real slow about how much I crept up on the rein. Anytime you start shortening up to get more of a frame that you want to ride in, and he goes and starts getting that, you got to go back to getting him to stretch again, then you can start closing up again. You're going to have to play with it for a little while. Because really, he's not been that hard. I thought it was going to be a lot harder. Look at that. That's beautiful. You just don't even look like the same horse.
No, not at all.
Beautiful.
And under saddle, it's the same.
Yeah.
It's the same, just hold.
Yep, and you know, that's what the long lines really help to create. It's gonna be, you're gonna be able to emulate this in the saddle. You'll be able to do the exact same thing. I don't waste my time. I don't do something on the ground that's not gonna help me in the saddle, right? So I don't want it to be two different things. I wanted to do the same thing, and I would do the same thing on him. Other
Look
than
at him.
now I would start applying my leg. But I would get him to where I could create that pressure. As he lets go, I start feeding the rein back to him. And, you know, like I said, then when he starts getting rude, this is beautiful. When he starts getting rude and he's kind of rooting on me, then I maybe not, you know, let it out so freely. May just let it out enough where he starts taking a stretch, but let him run into something. This is gorgeous. I had that feeling that as I half haul, it's just, you know, stacked up.
Right.
Oh, I can meet him.
Look like back up a little bit.
Little snappy snap there.
Got some extension there. Good boy.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
I don't really worry about the lead. Just bring him back kind of easy like. Just never in a hurry. Good. So you notice I have to keep him a little tip to the outside just to keep his shoulder stepping out. Kind of like sometimes with these guys too, when I go to half vault, I'll kind of half vault on the outside range, but sometimes I'll half vault with just a little wiggle in my hand. Just a little softening in my hand, just so I can keep that neck staying long. Soften, not pressure. Pressure. Good. There you go. There you go. Good. We're just going to kind of wind him down. Good boy. Good. My biggest goal at this point, as I'm winding him down, is I want to see how much I can gain in the stretch. See, I want you to ride this horse.
Yeah, me too.
And we will.
Yeah.
We will. Good.
Or with horses like that, do you just spend like a week or two just on long lines and then get back in the saddle, or do you alternate, or what would you?
You know, if I'm having a situation like this, I probably long line them every day before I get on.
Okay.
And so the length of long line that I would do would just depend on how long it took me to get them to stretch. I may come out and plan to ride that horse that day, and maybe don't get on that horse that day, but I'll probably have a better horse tomorrow. So I'm never in a real big hurry, because I just don't want to lose this right here. That little stretch, that little back's rolling really nice.
I've
Ears
got
are
a thoroughbred that does the same, that is exactly like this.
What's that?
I've got a thoroughbred that's off the track that is exactly like this.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, it'd be the best thing in the world for that horse. That little thoroughbred I worked just a minute ago, never been long line in his life. And, oh my gosh, I mean, he just gave us everything. I mean, he was just wonderful.
Yeah, and this guy's got such a long stride, he doesn't know how to control it.
Yeah, so it'll help him kind of balance and, I'm trying to like catch him, let him bump that a little bit.
Yeah.
But that's, you know, just be careful with it because we don't want to lose what we've gained. So, you know, sometimes I may put up with a little bit of rudeness at first, and then I slowly start going, okay, now you're gonna have to be better, Dad. I know you have a clear understanding of what it is that I want now.
You gotta pick your battles still in a way.
Yeah, you're right. That's exactly right.
Look at him.
Worst thing you can do is lose what you work for, right? You know, you gotta keep your eye on the prize, right? What's the bigger thing? This has been really good for this boy.
Yeah, I love it.
I do too. That's what I kind of remember when I saw you riding last, and I thought, boy, if we could get this guy to, because he's actually a nice little mover, and you know, we could just get him to soften up a little bit and let go, you know. And I do think a little bit of that was brought on from, a lot of it actually brought on from the driving.
Yeah.
Because you see a lot of driving horses kind of like that.
I mean, he's 15, so he's
Yeah, he's done that a long
his whole
time.
life, yeah.
And that's why, like, he's gonna feel really good going in today. You know, feel like he's let go, got some tension out of that. Good. 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 Put a little bit. Hello. There. Just like telling that, you know, I want you to kind of stretch. I just don't like it when I see somebody letting go of the horse and the horse just goes
Right, yeah.
like a rubber band, you know, like when I let go, I want you to be stretching and relaxed and head down, not head up. But, you know, the once saw me try to pull his head down.
Right.
Everything's about that right there, that release. That release right there. I think that's enough for him today.
Yep. Good job.
Excellent.
Big improvement. See that little bit of lipstick starting to get now, so you know he's starting to chew the bit.
No, I love it.
When they get tight up in through here too, you know, like a lot of people say, you know, you got to put a carbonate mouthpiece in or whatever to get the saliva. It's not true. You got to get them to release things. Once that starts to release, then they're gadgets. And I mean, it'll work. That was fun because really my goal now is I want you to get up there and be able to feel that.
Oh, gotcha. Do I just put this? Mark?
You can just no, just leave it hang right there, and I'll pull it up here just a second.